The roof at Sky Dome is closed, but if the Blue Jays win tonight, the fans may raise the roof in celebration of Toronto's second straight World Championship. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game 6 of the World Series. I'm Sean McDonough along with Tim McCarver, and it's great to have you with us. The situation is the same as it was Thursday night for Game 5 in Philadelphia. Toronto's still one win away from the World Championship, while the Philadelphia Phillies are in a must-win situation to force a Game 7 here tomorrow night. And Tim, we said at the start of this series that we thought it would be high scoring, and it has been, and the top of the orders have been doing more than their fair share.
As a matter of fact, the 1, 2, 3 spots in both orders has been as easy as 1, 2, 3. Look at the average for the Philadelphia Phillies, a 375 average, Toronto 362, and the 1, 2, and 3 spot has scored more than half of the runs that have been scored in this series. I think the rest of the order, as far as the Blue Jays is concerned, has been productive, especially with the production of Tony Fernandez. However, I think for the Phillies to win the next 2 games, they're going to have to get production out of their number 4 and 5 spots. That's Dave Hollins and Darren Daulton.
And the pitching matchup tonight is a rematch of Game 2, won by Philadelphia when Terry Mulholland bested Dave Stewart. Jim Fregosi's lineup for Game 6 has Lenny Dykstra leading off in center field. Mariano Duncan is DHing tonight and batting second. John Kruk at first base hits third. The cleanup hitter is third baseman Dave Hollins. Darren Daulton is the catcher batting fifth. Batting sixth in right field, Jim Eisenreich. The left fielder, Milt Thompson, bats seventh. Kevin Stocker is the shortstop hitting eighth. And the second baseman making his first start of the series, Mickey Morandini, hits ninth.
And making his second start of the series is Dave Stewart. He lost last Sunday night to the Phillies. He gave up that 5-run third inning, the big blow in that inning, the 3-run homer by Jim Eisenreich. Dave Stewart has lost 3 straight World Series games, games 1 and 4 in the 1990 series. Oakland against Cincinnati. As a matter of fact, Jose Rijo beat him both games. So he has lost 3 straight World Series games.
Stewart is ready to go, and Lenny Dykstra will step in to get Game 6 underway. He's 7 for 20 in the World Series with 3 home runs, 2 of those in Game 4. The game in which he drove in 4 runs and scored 4 times. If the Blue Jays win tonight, they will have defended their World Championship. First pitch by Stewart, a called strike. And in contrast to the first 2 games, the crowd here at Sky Dome seems to be into it from the first pitch. Of course, last year, Toronto won the World Series title on the road, winning Game 6 in Atlanta. Strike 2, says the home plate umpire Dana DeMuth. And that pitch clocked at 92 miles per hour for Stewart. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and he struck him out. Dykstra gone on 3 pitches. And let's check in with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Sean. I spoke with Dave Stewart, and he was not unhappy with his pitching performance in Game 2. He was only unhappy with the third inning in which he gave up 5 runs. Now, I spoke to Stewart, and he's still going to try the same approach, throw a lot of first strike pitches. But then if he can get ahead in the count, I think you're going to see him try and find his spot and be a lot more picky. And I think you'll see Dave Stewart throwing quite a few more breaking balls as the game goes on. Sean?
Thank you, Jim. Stewart's first pitch to Mariano Duncan is the first ball thrown by Stewart tonight. Duncan DHing for the first time ever. Mariano said he never did it in the minors, nor has he done it as a major leaguer. But Jim Fregosi wants his bat in the lineup because he has been productive offensively while playing second base in this series.
To reinforce what Jim Gray was talking about, Jim Fregosi talks about how hitters must be patient with balls in the strike zone, swing at strikes. When pitchers get ahead, they've got to be patient with balls out of the strike zone and try to expand the strike zone, and that's what Stewart appears to be doing with the Phillies. Get ahead, and now you'll probably see him go away with the breaking ball out of the strike zone to Duncan.
There's been so much talk in this series about the Phillies' patience that they go up there taking pitches to make the Blue Jay pitchers throw strikes, but Stewart didn't think that was a factor in game 2 as 1-2 to Duncan. He did go low and away, and Mariano laid off the breaking ball. Stewart said his high pitch count, 123 pitches over 6 innings in game 2, was more a product of the Phillies hitters fouling off so many pitches. Stewart walked 4 in 6 innings in game 2. Duncan to right and dropping fast. Joe Carter makes the running catch.
The defense for the Blue Jays, Ricky Henderson in left field, Devon White in center. You saw Joe Carter make that nice running catch in right. Ed Sprague at third base. Tony Fernandez at shortstop. Roberto Alomar at second base. John Olerud at first, and Pat Borders behind the plate.
And John Kruk is at the plate. Hitting .400 for the series, but he has just 1 hit in his last 9 at bats. Kruk took ball 1 outside. 2 outs and the base is empty. No score in the top of the first. 36-year-old Dave Stewart. He said yesterday at the press conference that next season will be his last as a major leaguer. This is his first year with Toronto as the first year of a 2-year contract. He signed as a free agent for 2 years, $8.5 million with the Blue Jays prior to this year. Cito Gaston sounded hopeful when we talked to him before the game tonight that if Stewart has a good year next year, the Blue Jays might be able to convince him to continue on. With a 2-1. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dana DeMuth in his 10th year as a National League umpire in his first World Series behind the plate. Dave Phillips at first. Paul Runge at second. Mark Johnson at third. Charlie Williams along the left field line, and Tim McClelland in right, the umpires who have worked this series. Stewart's 2-2 up and away, and the count is full on Kruk should he reach Dave Hollins with bat next. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. Stewart missed up and away. And Kruk, with his bat back, is aboard at first with 2 outs.
Comparing the delicious sausage, egg, and cheese croissant from Burger King to the Egg McMuffin is a lot like judging a beauty contest. You give points for originality, taste, and that certain inner beauty. But in the end, it's the one with all the curves that always seems to win.
People prefer the croissant from Burger King. Taste it yourself and see why. Now just 99 cents.
Got the urge?
Before you move in, would you like your driver's license changed to this address?
Yeah. Sure.
Great. Gas, telephone, sewers, hook those up for you?
Yeah, I'll check the telephone and gas.
I'll get the sewer.
Thanks, Robin. Dean. Home entertainment, cable TV, satellite, or Ringo Starr?
With a little help from my friends.
If moving into your new home were this easy,
Ringo.
will be fine.
Yeah, Ringo.
you wouldn't need Century 21. Learn more about our Connections program at century21.com.
Oh, that was a bad hair day, eh?
This Sunday, ESPN Classic presents another real classic. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and get ready for Muhammad Ali, King of the World.
I'm the greatest. He knows it. You all know it.
His jabs were pulverizing.
Blister is cut and bleeding.
His footwork was mesmerizing. Now, witness the cinematic celebration of boxing's greatest hero. It's real classics. It's Muhammad Ali, King of the World. Sunday night at 9, only on ESPN Classic.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
And Dave Hollins digs in. 5 for 18 in the World Series, but just 1 RBI for the Phillies cleanup hitter. That was in game 2. He singled off Dave Stewart during the 5-run 3rd inning for his only RBI. Ball 1 outside. a strike on the corner. 1-1 on Hollins.
You see Stewart working away from Dave Hollins. That's probably why Olerud's holding Kruk on at first base. There is a big hole, however, on the right side, even though Alomar is playing Hollins straight away.
2 balls and a strike. Picking up Hollins, one of the many fine moves made by Phillies general manager Lee Thomas. Hollins was left unprotected by San Diego, scooped up by the Phillies back in '89 in the Rule 5 draft. That's out of play. 2-2.
For those of you who may not know what the Rule 5 draft is, each organization can protect 40 players, 25 of the regular roster and 15 more, and all others are eligible to be drafted for the draft price of $50,000.
And the team that drafts away a player has to keep him on the major league roster for the entire season. Hollins pulled one foul. The Toronto Blue Jays have done an excellent job over the years of stealing good players away via the Rule 5 draft. They took a guy named George Bell from the Phillies once upon a time. Kelly Gruber, another productive Blue Jay player, taken away in the Rule 5 draft.
From Cleveland.
No score, 2 outs. Kruk at first. In the top of the first. Count of 2-2 on Hollins.
I guess the most famous Rule 5 draftee, Roberto Clemente, drafted from the Dodgers by the Pittsburgh Pirates back in the early 50s.
In the air in shallow right. Carter charging hard. Alomar way out, and Carter makes the catch. After a half inning at Skydome, the Phillies nothing, and the Blue Jays coming up.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
You want it.
You other brothers can't deny.
You beg for it. And now you're gonna get it. It's Monsters of Rap, the biggest hip-hop hits on 2 CDs and 2 cassettes.
Don't you stand there, bust the move.
This 35-track collection is not sold in stores.
There's no need to argue. Parents just don't understand.
I got a man.
What's your man got to do with me?
I got a man.
You can order online at MusicSpace.com.
Can't touch this. Pop goes the weasel, goes pop. All I wanna do is on my zone, and a boom, boom.
Get up, get Monsters of Rap, and get down. Order by credit card and save COD charges. Rush delivery available.
Let's do it.
Last year, 193 games in the majors were decided by one run. One play, one pitch, one foot made all the difference. This year, it's happening all over again. And MLB Extra Innings on DirecTV Sports brings you these crucial moments. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS today and catch the stretch run of the 2000 regular season for just 4 payments of $27.25. Is your team destined to win the close ones? Find out with MLB Extra Innings.
Tomorrow on ESPN at 7, a Baseball Tonight All-Star Special. At 9, Rock and Roll Gymnastics. And at 11:30, Sports Center. On ESPN2 at 7:30, the Tour de France rolls on. And at 9, Tony Hawk's Skateboard Tour. Plus continuing scores and news on the bottom line. And on ESPN Classic at 8, the Sports Century Countdown names its top 2 athletes. Then, starting at 9, a look at number 3, Muhammad Ali. Do you have all the ESPN networks?
You're on Love Matters. When love matters, I'm here to help. Dave?
Yeah, I'm having this problem with my girlfriend. It's kind of involved.
Diarrhea. Get it, and you want it gone.
You're a really good listener, you know.
He needs
really
Imodium AD.
Imodium Advanced. It's even better.
Only Imodium Advanced relieves diarrhea plus cramps and bloating by combining 2 medicines, and it's even faster than Imodium AD.
So was I right to invite my mom along on my honeymoon?
Oh, Dave, absolutely.
Imodium Advanced. Faster relief you can count on.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
The lineup for Cito Gaston and the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Ricky Henderson leads off in left field. Devon White batting second in center field. Paul Molitor back to his DH role in the American League home park, batting third. Joe Carter is the cleanup hitter in right field. John Olerud at first base. Roberto Alomar bats 6th at second base. The shortstop, Tony Fernandez, bats 7th. Ed Sprague, the third baseman, hits 8th. And the catcher, Pat Borders, swings 9th.
The defense for the Phillies, Milt Thompson in left field, Lenny Dykstra in center, and Jim Eisenreich in right. Dave Hollins at third base, Kevin Stocker at short, Mickey Morandini at second base tonight. He's a better fielder than Duncan. John Kruk at first base, Darren Dalton behind the plate, and Terry Mulholland is vying to become the first Phillies pitcher, make that the second Phillies pitcher to win 2 World Series games. Steve Carlton did it back in 1980. He won games 2 and 6 against the Kansas City Royals, and that was the only World Series the Phillies have ever won.
No scores. The Blue Jays bat for the first time tonight, and Ricky Henderson strides to the plate. He's hitting .278 with no homers and 2 runs batted in. He has only 1 stolen base through the first 5 games. Mulholland, a 30-year-old left-hander from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, with his first pitch of the night, up and away to Henderson. Game 5 was the first game in which Ricky failed to reach base, leading off the first inning for Toronto. To center field, and Dykstra, 1 out. Of course, just about all of the Blue Jay hitters had a tough time reaching base in Game 5 against Curt Schilling, who threw a 5-hit shutout. What a difference 24 hours made for Henderson, White, Carter, and Fernandez. They hit .500 combined in Game 4 and collectively went 0 for 13 in Game 5. Ron White was 0 for 3 in Game 5, dropping his average for the World Series to .350. He still looms as one of the leading candidates to be the MVP in the World Series. Breaking ball low to White for ball 1. Mulholland with the interesting delivery. Does a very good job of hiding the ball. Joe Carter says he hides the ball as well as any pitcher the Blue Jays have faced this year. Jim Fregosi told us he learned that delivery from his father.
Ball coming out of the glove. He is very, very difficult to pick up. Usually when the body of the pitcher goes forward, the hitter has a tendency to have his body go forward. It's all a timing device, and often the ball isn't there. He's not a hard thrower. He'll throw the slider in on the hands and the sinker away to the right-handers.
They just walked White. They wanted to peel down to first. Dave Phillips isn't looking at Dana DeMuth, doesn't realize they still wanted to peel.
We're hitting the road with the Pepsi Challenge to see if people prefer the taste of Pepsi or Coca-Cola.
What kind of cola do you like to drink?
Coke is my favorite, without a doubt.
I bet you think we can't change our mind.
Oh, with Pepsi? No.
Which tastes better?
That one.
Show us which one you picked.
Oh, come on! Pepsi's better.
So which one are you going to take with you today?
Pepsi. In taste tests nationwide, more people prefer the taste of Pepsi over Coke. So take the Pepsi Challenge and let your taste decide.
So you need a mortgage.
Yeah, but we don't really have any, collateral.
Well, no collateral's really not a problem for us. In fact, that's our motto. All right, once you sign here and you're all set.
This is actually more than we need.
Yeah, I threw in a little extra.
So what's the interest rate?
0, if that's comfortable.
If getting a mortgage were this easy,
You need a bag for this?
you wouldn't need Century 21. Real estate for the real world. Learn more about our Connections program at century21.com.
Still trying to make the major leagues? Log on to MajorLeagueBaseball.com to reach the major leagues every day. Video highlights on demand, live game audio. Make the moves in MLB's official online fantasy game. Grab the latest gear at the official store. MajorLeagueBaseball.com lets you be a part of the major leagues and it may even help your game.
He had an all-knowing look.
He was basically baseball.
Babe Ruth and Moe Berg, they were the big guns, you know.
A damn good ball player.
He was a mystery.
He could speak a dozen languages.
He studied nuclear fission.
Moe Berg had guts and was attracted to spy work.
He confirmed that the Germans did not have an atomic bomb.
He said, I had my gun, and I had my suicide pill.
Moe Berg, Sports Century, the top 50 and beyond. Wednesday at 8 on ESPN Classic.
This is ESPN Classic.
White at first. He's stolen one base in his only attempt. Blue Jays, as a team, have stolen 7 in the World Series. They've been thrown out 4 times trying to steal. Bear in mind that Mulholland has an outstanding move to first.
Only one player in the National League stole a base against Mulholland this year, and none against the Mulholland-Dalton tandem. Darren Lewis of the San Francisco Giants stole second back on April 26th, and that is it. He allowed only 2 last year.
Molitor to right center, well hit. Eisenreich on the run, looking up. It's off the wall and a hop. White speeding toward third. He'll come around to score. Molitor into third with a triple. And the Blue Jays lead 1-0.
Molitor showing tremendous power the other way. Puts a charge in this one to right center. And the ball hits the fence, and with that much hang time, that not only allows White to score, but it allows Molitor to go to third, his second triple and 5th extra base hit of the series. So he not only drives in one, he's in a good position now to score at third base with less than 2 outs.
Carter, high fly ball to left. Thompson drifting back. Thompson at the wall makes the catch. Molitor can trot in from third, and the Blue Jays lead 2-0. 5th RBI of the World Series for Carter, who hit a 2-run homer off Mulholland in Game 2 in the 4th inning. A home run that had much the same flight as that sacrifice fly, a very high, towering fly ball that scraped the backside of the left field fence. 2 outs, and the base is now empty. John Olerud looked at ball 1. He's at only 214. Molitor, with that run scored, has broken a record. He scored 15 runs now in this postseason, and that is a major league record for runs in a postseason. Olerud to the gap in left center, all the way to the wall. Thompson tracks it down. Olerud stops at second with a 2-out double.
Johnny Padres out to talk to Mulholland. That pitch to Olerud was up. Molitor hit a pretty good pitch, however, and Joe Carter just missed his. Hit that ball up in the zone, fat part of the plate. And when you lead the league in hitting with a .363 average, you don't miss those pitches that often.
Dave Stewart has a 2-0 lead with which to work. And the Blue Jays are trying to provide him with more before he takes the mound. In the top of the second, Roberto Alomar, 9 for 21, with 5 runs driven in. Off-speed pitch outside. 1-0 on Alomar, the switch-hitting second baseman. corner. Ball and a strike.
That's the pitch that Johnny Padres taught to Mulholland this spring. The sinker away. Padres thought that Mulholland was coming in too much against right-handed hitters, and that pitch has helped carry out a great deal.
The bat goes flying again. Alomar fooled by the off-speed pitch, this time with the swing and the miss.
It's interesting to note that if you're a pitcher like Tommy Glavine, you can work away to right-handed hitters. But very few pitchers, and I mean very few, can continue to pour the ball inside to any hitter. You make a mistake inside, it's a long ball. You make a mistake away, it's a single.
1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. Olerud at second. 2 runs in on the Toronto first. Up the middle, base hit past the diving Stalker. Olerud comes around to score, and the Blue Jays lead is 3-0.
We talked a lot about Alomar's range in the field. Look at his range at the plate. Rear end out, and he pokes one into center field. That is a nasty pitch by Mulholland, and Alomar hits a rope up the middle, and the Blue Jays have scored 3 quick runs here in the first inning.
On 3 hits. They've almost hit for the cycle as a team. Got a triple, a double, and a single. Fernandez, the hitter, with 9 runs driven into the series. This is the 3rd time in the 6 games in this series that the Blue Jays have scored 3 runs in the first. Alomar has stolen 4 bases and has been thrown out twice.
The other 2 games, they scored 3 runs in the first. They won. They won 10-3 in Game 3 and 15-14 in Game 4.
Interesting to learn that Pat Gillick, the Toronto general manager, sitting in the stands watching Game 4, told the people he was sitting with in the 2nd inning of that game, said, we're going to win this one 15-14. Kind of eerie. Up and away.
Every other move Pat Gillick's made the last 2 years has been good. So now he's superb at predicting scores.
We'll be getting a call from Dionne Warwick to be on the Saget Friends hotline. In the air in right center, Dykstra waving away Eisenreich, and he makes the catch for the final out of the inning. 3 runs in the first for Toronto. After 1, 3-0 Blue Jays.
Might be a good time to talk about the Michelin X1. Thanks to Michelin technology, it gives you long mileage and better wet braking than any rain tire. And that should make everyone on a wet road happy.
Before you move in, would you like your driver's license changed to this address?
Yeah,
sure. Great. Gas, telephone, sewers, hook those up for you?
Yeah, I'll check the telephone and gas.
I'll get the sewer. Thanks, Robin. Dean. Home entertainment, cable TV, satellite, or Ringo Starr?
It's a little help from my friends.
If moving into your new home were this easy,
Ringo
will be fine.
Yeah, Ringo.
you wouldn't need Century 21. Learn more about our connections program at century21.com.
Oh, that was a bad hair day, eh?
Stewart with time. Left it go. He's got 3 people down there. The ball.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Touchdown!
Barkley for 3!
27-year-old Steffi Graf, Wimbledon champion. Up the ice comes Lemieux. Lemieux dances and it's good! 1 second on the clock.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
And his prayer was answered. 1-1 on Kruk, who walked with 2 outs in the first. Phillies have had only 2 base runners by a couple of 2-out walks issued by Stewart. 2 balls and a strike. Dave Stewart is the first World Series starter to hold a team without a hit over the first 3 innings since Joe McGrain did it for St. Louis against Minnesota in Game 1 of the '87 World Series. And the Phillies are still hitless, 1 out into the 4th. Kruk's comebacker fielded by Stewart. Dave Holland tied up by the first pitch from Stewart. Sprague called for a fair catch and made it in foul ground for the 2nd out. Maybe that'll be on Terry's quiz. What is the proper fair catch signal? Ed Sprague was waving frantically.
The difference is in baseball you can be out of bounds and catch it and it still counts.
You might have just given away one of Terry's questions tomorrow. If you catch a pass out of bounds, does it count? Now they know the answer. Aaron Dalton, the hitter. He lined the left his first time up. That's a very dramatic fair catch signal.
But out of bounds, still an out.
Pat Borders gave him the necessary room as well. You have to get a fair catch for space, and Pat did. 2-1 the count. Turn 2 as Stewart painted the outside corner.
Stewart pitching with a great deal of confidence. Could have been just off the plate, but close enough to call.
And Dalton slices one foul. As we've said many times, when you're pitching as Stewart has tonight, if you're just off the plate, you get those calls. And we're all over the place and then throw a pitch there that you tend not to get the called strike. 3 2/3 hitless innings thrown by Stewart. He's working with a 3-0 lead in the 4th. 2 outs and the bases empty. The 2-2 to Dalton. Line down the line. Foul. And not by much.
Darren hits this ball right off the end of the bat. And look at the cue shot action. Fouled by about 4 or 5 inches.
Aaron Dalton will undergo his 7th operation on his left knee when the World Series comes to an end. Ball 3. Well, speaking of football, Darren was an outstanding quarterback at high school in Ark City, Kansas. Led his team to the state football championship, as Coach Wayne Jackson says. Even though he's an excellent throwing catcher now, he was more of a running quarterback back then. Little looper, big trouble, and the first hit for Philadelphia. No chance for Sprague or Henderson. Dalton trying for 2, and he is safe at second.
Some people will watch anything. But for everyone else, the Total Choice Platinum Package from DirecTV gives you the ultimate in entertainment. 32 premium movie channels, over 25 great sports channels, plus over 100 general entertainment channels. When you stop spinning your wheels, order the Total Choice Platinum Package from DirecTV and do your hamster a favor. Put his cage in front of the TV.
Never give up, never surrender.
From out-of-work actors
by the Sons of Warvan, I shall avenge you.
To outer space heroes.
You will save us.
We are actors, not astronauts.
Bravely go.
Hi, little guy.
where no comedy has gone before. Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, Galaxy Quest.
This month on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on DirecTV.
Rawpedia Volume 1. For details, visit WWF.com.
On ESPN Classic, there's a fan for every sport and a sport for every fan.
And now it's easy for one to find the other.
Because after the Emmy and Peabody Award-winning Sports Century weeknights at 8, watch Game of the Night at 9.
You'll catch a different sport every night.
Monday night baseball.
Always a hit.
Tuesday fight night.
A knockout.
Wednesday night college football.
The top rivalries.
Thursday night NBA.
Slam and hoops.
And Friday night NFL.
Legendary matchups.
Game of the Night. Every night. Only on ESPN Classic.
Before you move in, would you like your driver's license changed to this address?
Yeah.
Sure. Great. Gas, telephone, sewers? Hook those up for you?
Yeah, I'll check the telephone and gas.
I'll get the sewer.
Thanks, Robin. Dean. Home entertainment, cable TV, satellite, or Ringo Starr?
With a little help from my friends.
If moving into your new home were this easy,
Ringo
will be fine.
Yeah, Ringo.
you wouldn't need Century 21. Learn more about our connections program at century21.com.
Oh, that was a bad hair day, eh?
This is ESPN Classic.
Jim Eisenreich, line to left on a 2-0 pitch, his first time up. He looked at ball one inside. Eisenreich now 1 for his last 10, and that one hit bunt single in game 4. 3 runs, 4 hits for Toronto, no runs, now 1 hit for Philadelphia. 2-0 the count on Eisenreich, and that brings Borders out to the mound.
There are a lot of people talking about base running. There are a lot of people who think that when a runner is thrown out that all the time that he makes the bad play. There are more base running mistakes by players who are too tentative that never try to take the extra base than there are base running mistakes by guys getting thrown out at bases.
Ball 3. So Stewart is in danger of walking Eisenreich and bringing the tying run to the plate. Milt Thompson waits on deck. Three balls and a strike. Slashed out of play. Stewart has battled back to a full count. Dalton at second with 2 outs and a full count on Eisenreich. 3-0 Toronto in the 4th in game 6 of the World Series. The payoff pitch. Little looper and a base hit. Dalton being waved around. Devon White with the throw to the plate. It's cut off. And the Phillies are on the board. It's 3-1. Jim Eisenreich with just his 5th hit of the World Series, but he has used them to drive in 7 runs, and the Phillies have a run.
Eisenreich delivers after the good base running by Dalton. You don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the inning, but the Phillies have stolen 1 run on the excellent base running by Dutch Dalton. Eisenreich drives in his 7th run of the series.
He's at first with 2 outs. All of this has happened with 2 outs. And Milt Thompson looked at ball 1. He bounced to third his first time up. Ball 2. Stewart upset with himself. He's been working behind the hitters here in the 4th inning. Slicing out of play and left. This is just the 5th trip to the World Series for Philadelphia. They're trying to win it for the 2nd time. Their only world championship in 1980.
The interesting thing about that 1950 series, when the Whiz Kids lost to the Yankees, Jim Constanti, a short reliever, started Game 1. He was the MVP in the National League that year, and all of the games were close. Yankees won 4 straight, but all were very, very close.
Two-two pitch outside. And with a full count and 2 outs, Eisenreich will be running with the payoff pitch to Thompson. Of course, the Toronto Blue Jays are in the World Series for the 2nd time, and they're trying to make it 2 wins in as many tries, having defeated Atlanta in 6 games last year. Chopped down the line, foul. Of course, 6 games has been the lucky number the last couple of years for Toronto. Last year, they beat Oakland in the ALCS in 6 games and won the World Series from Atlanta in 6. And this year they beat Chicago in the ALCS in 6 games, and they're trying to win the World Series in Game 6 tonight. Eisenreich runs. Thompson bounced it to second. Alomar throws him out. 1 run for Philadelphia in the 4th after 3.5. 3-1 Toronto.
On your scale from 1 to 10, how clean are your teeth right now? Want them cleaner? Get ready for a whole new level of clean. Introducing Advanced Cleaning from Crest Multicare. The best Crest ever at repelling stains, tartar buildup, and that filmy feeling. So your teeth feel slick and smooth. Your mouth feels cleaner long after you brush. And that's a feeling you can't measure. New Advanced Cleaning from Crest Multicare. Open up and smile.
So you need a mortgage.
Yeah, but we don't really have any, collateral.
Well, no collateral's really not a problem for us. In fact, that's our motto. All right, once you sign here and you're all set.
This is actually more than we need.
Yeah, I threw in a little extra.
So what's the interest rate?
0, if that's comfortable.
If getting a mortgage were this easy,
You need a bag for this?
you wouldn't need Century 21. Real estate for the real world. Learn more about our Connections program at century21.com.
Hey, Dad. Here's your ticket for this weekend's game. Don't lose it, okay?
Thanks.
Give him your ticket, Richie.
Teacher.
We've got a few questions for you. Has free agency crushed baseball? Where have all those great post-war boxing rivalries gone? Does the Babe make it to the Hall of Fame as a pitcher? Old school reporters like Kurt Gowdy, Jerry Eisenberg, and Robert Lipside ponder these questions every Monday with host Jeremy Schaap on Classic Sports Reporters, the provocative new show from ESPN Classic. 3 reporters, their anecdotes, memories, opinions, and perspective on the games as they were and as they have become. Classic Sports Reporters, Monday night at 7, only on ESPN Classic.
This is ESPN Classic.
Halfway through Game 6 of the World Series, the Toronto Blue Jays lead 4-1. And they have Devon White, Paul Molitor, and Joe Carter coming up against Terry Mulholland. White walked and scored in the 1st. He struck out swinging in the 2nd. Mulholland missed high with ball 1. So much attention in this postseason given to chewing and spitting and use of tobacco products by the Phillies, and it was Terry Mulholland who, back in spring training, gave up smokeless tobacco after 17 years. He actually spoke about the dangers of it for a congressional committee. And he talked about how difficult it is to give up. You've been doing it since you're a young man. It must be tough, too, to sit in the clubhouse and see all that chewing and spitting going on around him.
Yep, all the temptation to resume it.
It can be addicting. In the case of Mulholland, he says it was. White to right. Eisenreich is there, 1 out. Toronto jumped out with 3 runs in the first. It's the 3rd time in this series they've scored 3 in the first. Paul Molitor tripled to drive in Devon White, who would walk with the first run. The Philadelphia run came on a single by Jim Eisenreich, scoring Darren Daulton, who had doubled. And then Toronto made it 4-1. A sacrifice fly by Ed Sprague brought in Roberto Alomar from third. Alomar had doubled and moved up on a ground out by Fernandez. Molitor looked at a strike. Danny Jackson on the right. He would be the starting pitcher for Philadelphia. There is a game 7, and Curt Schilling made game 6 necessary with his shutout over Toronto in game 5. Might be available in relief tomorrow night. Where there to be a game 7. Josie said he wouldn't know till tomorrow. Molitor reducing the likelihood of a game 7 somewhat with a tremendous blast into the second deck and left. They were chanting MVP very faintly in some sections of Sky Dome when he stepped in. That's a chant that might pick up some steam as Molitor takes his place in the dugout after his 2nd home run of the World Series.
When you think of the initials PM in Canada, you think of Prime Minister. But I think Paul Molitor may change that for Canadians. This ball, a rocket into the left field stands.
Joe Carter down to third. Long throw for Hollins. Out at first is Carter.
Molitor's 7th, make that 6th extra base hit, his 2nd home run after his 2nd triple. That fastball in for a strike, and then Mulholland went away. And now this breaking ball right up in his eyes. When you're a catcher, you just want to reach out and interfere with the hitter.
You saw the banner. The federal elections here in Canada are Monday. We talked about Prime Minister. Paul Molitor might get a lot of write-in votes. John Olerud. Molitor now 11 for 22 in the World Series with, as Tim mentioned, 6 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 homers. He's driven in 8 and scored 9. And he played the field in 3 ball games without incident. Played very well, in fact. And Olerud lines one to center right at Dykstra. That ends the inning. 1 run for the Blue Jays in the 5th on the home run by Molitor. After 5-1 Toronto.
Before you move in, would you like your driver's license changed to this address?
Yeah, sure.
Great. Gas, telephone, sewers, hook those up for you?
Yeah, I'll check the telephone and gas.
I'll get the sewer. Thanks, Robin. Dean. Home entertainment, cable TV, satellite, or Ringo Star?
With a little help from my friends.
If moving into your new home were this easy,
Ringo will be fine.
Yeah, Ringo.
you wouldn't need Century 21. Learn more about our connections program at century21.com.
Oh, that was a bad hair day, eh?
As soon as he hit 30, Dad started losing his hair.
I had it when I needed it.
So I knew it could be in the cards for me. And at the first sign of fallout, I checked it out with a dermatologist. And he said Rogaine every day, right at the source of the problem. I've used Rogaine for 2 years now, and I don't see any difference. And that's the idea. You keep the hair you have.
Rogaine. Recommended more by dermatologists than any other treatment.
It's stronger than heredity.
Which is the most formidable athletic threesome?
Allen Iverson.
Chipper Jones.
Venus Williams. Felix Trinidad.
David Wells.
Dick Trickle.
Until recently, such a debate would have raged endlessly. But now, through the miracle of the internet, ESPN.com brings you 3Play. You log on, you register, and every day you get 3 new athletes. And whoever gets the best stats wins a mint. 3Play at ESPN.com. It's free, it's sports. Give me the briefcase. It's money.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Now a look back at the 1986 World Series.
And the pitch by Stanley, and a ground ball trickling. It is a fair ball. Gets by Buckner. Down the third night. The Mets will win the ball game. The Mets win. They win. Unbelievable. The Red Sox in stunned disbelief.
Wasn't that the truth? Bill Buckner couldn't handle Mookie Wilson's grounder. Ray Knight scored the winning run as the Mets came from behind to win Game 6 in the bottom of the 9th. To win Game 7. To take the series 4-3. That's difficult for me to read. So next time they show that play.
Yeah, we talked about
Bucky
Bucky Dent the other night. Now the 1986 World Series that Red Sox fans will never forget, along with that 78 home run by Dent.
Of course, the talented actor Charlie Sheen recently purchased that ball at an auction for over $90,000. Quite a collectible. Kevin Stocker, the batter. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Phillies running out of time. They're batting in the 7th, down 5-1 against Dave Stewart. Was only allowed 2 hits. They came back-to-back in the 4th when the Phillies scored their run. At the knees, 2-2. Mickey Morandini is on deck, and then Lenny Dykstra. Mariano Duncan would bat 4th in this inning. Breaking ball fouled out of play to the left. Jim Fregosi seemed comfortable with his team's position coming into tonight, even though they trailed 3-2. He talked about all the times this year that the Phillies had bounced back from adversity. They survived challenges during the regular season from Montreal and St. Louis to win the National League East. They won the final 3 games of the playoff series with Atlanta to win that series in 6. And he seemed relatively confident in his team's ability to repeat that in the World Series. Well, the Blue Jays' confidence has to be bolstered by what they went through during the regular season. 16 days on 16 different days after the All-Star break. They were tied for first, but never once did they relinquish their hold on first place.
And it's not like it came easy for either organization. We talked earlier about Dave Stewart, about his frustrations becoming a pitcher. I mean, a real good major league pitcher at the age of 30. That's when he first won 20 games. But what about the organizations? 1985, the Blue Jays up 3-1 against Kansas City. They lost the series as the Royals came back and won 3 in a row. 1987, the Tigers ended up winning the division after the Blue Jays had a 3.5-game lead with a week to play, and they lost all 7 games that they had remaining. 1989, they lost after winning the division, losing to Oakland.
It was only in winning the World Series last year that the Blue Jays finally shed that label of can't win the big one.
Yeah.
And then they reinforced that they could win the big one this year, when every time that they were really tested during the regular season, it seemed they could turn it on at a moment's notice and push back the opposition. Stocker battling Stewart. Another 3-2 pitch is ball 4. That is the 4th walk thrown by Stewart. Stocker was up there for 10 pitches. Stewart has now thrown 109. And the batter is Mickey Morandini. Strike 1. Action in the bullpen. Al Leiter is the left-hander. Danny Cox, the right-hander. The 1 strike to Morandini, fouled out of play. Stewart did not throw a complete game this year. He hasn't finished a ball game since August 14th of 1992. Tonight he has certainly enhanced his image as the game's best money pitcher. Many fans here in Toronto get frustrated by the overall quiet at Sky Dome. And that sight you just saw is not all that uncommon. Fans trying to implore others to make noise. This crowd seemed very much into it early on, but now you get the sense that they're sitting back in anticipation of the celebration that might be forthcoming 3 innings from now.
That fellow wouldn't have to do that in Philadelphia.
No.
Speaking of Philadelphia, in their 110-year history, they finished last 29 times. They've won the big prize only once back in 1980.
Line drive, base hit. Over the glove of Fernandez. Cut off by Henderson. Stalker continues to third, and here come the Phillies. First and third, and nobody out.
Hi, I'm Christy, professional fitness trainer. Like most of my clients and people I know, time for the gym might not always fit into your busy schedule. So when it comes to working troubled areas like the abdominals, we all could use a little extra help. That's why I recommend the MaxTone Exerciser. With the MaxTone Exerciser, in just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you can achieve rock-hard chiseled abs. So when you don't feel like fighting traffic and crowds at the gym, sit back, relax, and let the MaxTone Exerciser go to work for you. With the MaxTone Exerciser, say goodbye to sit-ups forever that cause unnecessary strain to the back and neck, and say hello to abs that are absolutely electrifying. And if you call within the next 10 minutes, you'll receive up to $100 off. The MaxTone Exerciser can be used for a variety of health and fitness-related needs. You control the intensity of your workout, from a complete full-body workout to even massaging and bringing comfort to tighten intense muscles. So pick up the phone and call now, 877-459-9949.
The world champion, Justin Credible. The innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer. A ladder in the middle of the ring that leads all the way up to barbed wire. All this and so much more when Pioneer Entertainment presents ECW Heatwave 2000.
This easy.
You need a bag for this?
You wouldn't need Century 21. Real estate for the real world. Learn more about our connections program at century21.com.
This is ESPN Classic.
Lenny Dykstra, the batter. Tying run now in the on-deck circle. Dykstra's at the plate. Mariano Duncan is on deck. Dykstra 0 for 2 with a walk. Ball 1, up and away. Dykstra is 0 for his last 6 in this series. As we've noted many times during the playoffs and World Series, he seems to rise to the occasion when it means most. Runners at first and third, and nobody out. Ball 3 outside. Well hit to right, way back, and that one is way out of here. Second deck home run for Lenny Dykstra. And all of a sudden, it's a one-run game, 5-4. Rising to the occasion when it matters most indeed.
I wonder if he would have told Jim Fregosi that he was going to hit this one out, because he had Stewart set up a 3-1 fastball right down the pipe. Boy, did he unload on that ball. That is his 10th postseason home run.
And his 4th in this World Series. It knocks out Dave Stewart, who departs with the Blue Jays up by 1.
What do I know about performance? What do I know about control?
What do I know about grip?
Great horsepower! Limited slip, rear differential. Full-time, all-wheel drive. But what do we know? We're just girls.
Subaru Forester. Sport utility tough, car easy.
As soon as he hit 30, Dad started losing his hair.
I had it when I needed it.
So I knew it could be in the cards for me. And at the first sign of fallout, I checked it out with a dermatologist. And he said Rogaine every day, right at the source of the problem. I've used Rogaine for 2 years now, and I don't see any difference. And that's the idea. You keep the hair you have.
Rogaine. Recommended more by dermatologists than any other treatment.
It's stronger than heredity.
This Sunday, ESPN Classic presents another real classic. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and get ready for Muhammad Ali, King of the World.
I'm the greatest. He knows it. You all know it.
His jabs were pulverizing.
Blister is cut and bleeding.
His footwork was mesmerizing. Now, witness the cinematic celebration of boxing's greatest hero. It's real classics. It's Muhammad Ali, King of the World. Sunday night at 9, only on ESPN Classic.
This is ESPN Classic.
To a look from Dave Stewart to a look at Lenny Dykstra. And friends.
Tommy Green, arms raised. 4th home run of the World Series for Lenny Dykstra, one shy of the record of Reggie Jackson. It's the 6th in this postseason for Dykstra. And that ties the record set by Bob Robertson of the Pirates back in 1971 for most home runs in a single postseason. Robertson hit 4 in the championship series that year and 2 in the World Series. So Lenny Dykstra has tied the home run record for a single postseason. Danny Cox, the new pitcher, still nobody out. The Phillies within a run at 5-4 in the top of the 7th, and Cox makes his 3rd appearance. He pitched in games 3 and 5. It's 2 innings in game 3 and allowed 1 run. Duncan sinking fast in center. The tying run is on for Philadelphia.
Fastball away to Duncan. Pokes one into center.
His 10th hit of the World Series, and that's a Phillies club record. He had been tied with Larry Bowa, who had 9 in 1980.
After that game on Thursday night, Schilling in the shutout 2-0. Lenny Dykstra said yesterday coming through Customs, it was his happiest time ever going through Customs. Well, if the Phillies come back and then win tomorrow night, coming in yesterday will be his 2nd best time going through Customs.
Pitch called a strike. It appeared to be off the outside part of the plate. John Kruk has walked twice and has bounced back to the mound. He's just 1 for his last 10. Cox missed up and away. Vito Gaston cannot see directly into his bullpen. That's why they have the TV monitors there. You can punch the button and see the Phillies bullpen, should he so choose. Al Leiter still throwing in the Toronto pen. The ball low. 2-1 on Kruk. And the excitement builds in the Phillies wide section. Kruk at the plate. Dave Hollins on deck. Kruk represents the go-ahead run at the plate. Big hack and a miss. That's pitch 92 miles per hour from Danny Cox. Danny appeared Thursday night in Game 5. The 2-0 Phillies win. Pitched 1 inning, walked the first 2 men he faced, and then struck out 3 in a row. One of the walks went to Kruk. The 2-2 in the dirt. Check swing. They want an appeal. Strike 3. Mark Johnson rings up John Kruk. Duncan, the runner at first. He's stolen 2 bases in this World Series without being caught. First pitch to Hollins is a strike. The Blue Jays lead 5-4. They led 5-1 coming into this, the 7th inning, but Lenny Dykstra's 3-run homers made it a 1-run game.
Pat Borders wants the pitch up, and he got it up and out. You could see him waving. He gave the fastball up. We've mentioned several times how the Blue Jays tried to pitch Dave Hollins. They try to crowd him with the fastball, but this ball tailing back over the plate.
The 1-1 pitch. Up and away again. Two and 1 on Hollins. 1 out. Duncan at first. 7th inning. 5-4 Blue Jays. Out of play to the left. It could be the last batter for Cox with Darren Dalton on deck, a left-handed hitter. Hollins a much better hitter right-handed. No towel yet for Curt Schilling, but it's probably approaching that time. Now the 2-2 with Duncan running his ball 3. The throw, safe, and the tying run is in scoring position. Duncan, his 3rd stolen base without being caught in the World Series.
He only had 6 during the season. He waited and waited and waited until he got a good jump. The pitch was a good pitch to handle for Pat Borders, but Duncan had such a good jump. He slides in under the tag. He had his left hand on the bag when Tony Fernandez applied the tag.
Tying run at second. Full count on Hollins. The payoff pitch. Up the middle, a base hit. Duncan waved around and he will score. 5 5-5.
High five time for the Phillies. It looks like Hollins was fisted a bit, but he rolls it up the middle. Duncan scores very easily, and the Phillies have struck for 4 runs here in the 7th inning.
If you're ready to lose weight, muscle up, and get back into shape, I've got a free video you're gonna love.
Introducing a winning fitness strategy.
You gotta eat healthy, drink plenty of water, and most importantly, strength train with Bowflex.
Strength training adds muscle. Not only does your shape look better, you actually increase your metabolism, so you end up burning more calories.
Strength training these days isn't just for men. It's great for women, too. And Bowflex is designed for both. It's even been called the best home gym by Fitness Magazine.
Use as little as 5 pounds to more than 400 pounds of resistance. Follow our 6-week fast fat loss program or create your own from over 60 different health club quality exercises.
Bowflex is easy to own, and it fits in any room in your house. It comes with a 6-week guarantee on results, and you can finance it with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Hey, I'm 41, and I'm in the best shape of my life. And I can tell you, Bowflex really does work.
For a free video and brochure on the machine that can help you get into great shape at any age, call right now.
Here's a way to help your business with no risk at all. Just call for your free trial version of QuickBooks Pro, America's #1 best-selling small business accounting software. From the makers of Quicken, so you know it's easy to use. Want to write a check? You just start typing, and QuickBooks Pro fills in the rest. It shows you how much money you're owed and who owes it. It even prints invoices with your company logo. Call for your free QuickBooks Pro trial version now. There's no bill, no hassle. There's no risk. You can't do better than that.
But that is a point of law. I aced it. Play on, play like a referee. Play on.
Mr. McEnroe, you are getting a public warning.
You're watching ESPN Classic. This is ESPN Classic.
The new pitcher is Al Leiter. Cito Gaston did not bring him in. The pitch to the left-handed hitters Dalton or Eisenreich. Summoned him to pitch to Milt Thompson. Leiter, the winning pitcher in game 1, and was one of several pitchers on both sides roughed up in game 4. And he'll be greeted by a pinch hitter. Thompson called back. The right-handed hitting Pete Incaviglia sent up. He's 1 for 8 in the World Series. He's the 9th batter of the inning. The Phillies have already scored 4, and they've loaded the bases with 1 out. Leiter pitching on his 28th birthday. And Incaviglia drives one to center. Deep enough to bring the go-ahead run in for Philadelphia. Hollins comes to the plate to make it 6-5 Phillies. Pete Incaviglia needed just 1 pitch to pick up his first World Series RBI. And Philadelphia leads for the first time tonight. And on the play, Darren Dalton tagged and went to third.
And I do not understand Cito Gaston's use of Al Leiter in this game. With Darren Dalton up, a runner at first base and 1 out, there's no way that Fergosi's going to pinch hit for Darren Dalton. So you bring the left-hander in to pitch to Dalton, and Fergosi's going to make a move with Eisenreich up there. You have the right to bring in another right-hander to pitch to Chamberlain or Incaviglia. But now when you bring Leiter in, you really put him in a position where if he gives up a sacrifice fly, that's a run, and that's what happened. Not a lot of room to work for Al Leiter in this inning.
And one aspect of this inning that should not be forgotten is the great at-bat by Stocker that started it. You might remember that he battled Stewart for a walk on the 10th pitch of the at-bat. That came leading off the inning, and Stocker scored on the Dykstra home run. Not a good-looking swing by Stocker, who's batting right-handed for the first time tonight. He's in the hole 0-2.
Diving slider out of the strike zone, and a good one by Leiter.
The crowd wants Leiter to put an end to the inning right here. The Phillies have scored 5 times. He struck him out. And that ends the inning. But as they stretch at Sky Dome, the visiting team has a 1-run lead.
Some families don't mind fighting over the remote. But there is a way to control what your kids watch. Get with the pack, the family pack from DirecTV. 9 great family-friendly networks with something for everyone. Programming that will entertain and inform no matter what your age. And it's completely kid-safe. So quit wrestling over the remote. For domestic harmony and a howlin' good time, get the family pack from DirecTV.
The greatest names in professional wrestling history are on Direct Ticket.
Well, this one will be a dandy for sure.
The greatest event in professional wrestling history. Wrestle Rock 86.
It's the best of
Wrestle Rock.
The door is about to be locked.
Playing on Direct Ticket.
Let's take a look at it one more time. And the Wrestle Rock record crowd comes alive.
Don't miss it.
6 strangers have been invited to a party. If they can stay up till dawn, they'll win $1 million each. The only catch is that they'll have to live through the night.
Let the games begin.
House on Haunted Hill.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket pay-per-view on DirecTV.
Sean McDonough with Tim McCarver, Pat O'Brien and Jim Gray at Sky Dome in Toronto. The Philadelphia Phillies lead by a run with 1 out and a runner at first in the 8th inning. And Larry Anderson is on to make his 4th appearance in this World Series. And like West ahead of him, Larry hasn't fared very well. In 3 innings, he's given up 5 earned runs on 5 hits. Olerud drew the walk from West, and John has been removed for Alfredo Griffin as a pinch runner. Anderson, 40-year-old reliever, oldest relief pitcher in the National League this year. He first broke into professional baseball back in 1971. The average age of the Blue Jay starters, 7.6 years old.
Kind of interesting that Griffin's in the ball game now. I think Cañate is a faster runner. He was the pinch runner the other night in the game with the Blue Jays down by 2. Maybe Cito Gaston is leaving Griffin in the game because he's going to stay in the game, possibly as a first baseman.
Alomar shoots the first one out of play. And really every number that we've seen, including when we just saw Alomar's impressive average lifetime against Larry Anderson, points toward leaving Mason in if you absolutely can. West has had a very tough time. Anderson has not fared well against Alomar. Yet the pitcher who's pitched well goes out of the game in a crucial situation, handed over to 2 guys who not only haven't pitched well in general, but in specific matters against these 2 batters who come up for Toronto, haven't pitched well one-on-one against them. Out of play, Anderson quickly ahead of Alomar, 0-2. Roberto has had a perfect night. 2 singles and a double. He has scored a run and driven in 1. He has 12 hits in the World Series. The record is 13. A pop-up. Hollins does not have room. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Philadelphia 6 and Toronto 5 in Game 6 of the World Series. The Phillies need a win to force Game 7. The Blue Jays with a win would have their second consecutive World Championship. Tying run at first. Go-ahead run at the plate. 1 out. And ball 1 high to Alomar. The hit would be his 13th of the World Series and would tie the World Series record set by Bobby Richardson, Lou Brock, and Marty Barrett. Just outside. Anderson tried the backdoor breaking ball. Now the 2-2 pitch, just outside. Anderson spins away in disgust, and Fregosi hollering out at Dana DeMuth.
Anderson's reaction on the 1-2 pitch. He was livid, and now he's joined by Darren Dalton, but as you can see, that ball's outside. It looked like the 1-2 pitch was closer than the 2-2 pitch.
And now Cito Gaston has to decide if Alfredo Griffin will run on a 3-2 pitch to Alomar with 1 out. He is not running, and Alomar sends it out of play and left. Notoriously silent crowd is quiet no longer. Most of the fans on their feet. With the Blue Jays trailing by a run in the bottom of the 8th. Tying run at first. Another 3-2 pitch. Down the left field line. Slicing foul. And Alomar has fought off a couple of 3-2 pitches. Roberto will be followed by Tony Fernandez. Griffin runs this time. It's bounced down to first. They get the out there. But Cito Gaston stayed out of the double play by having Griffin on the move with the 3-2 pitch to Alomar. So the tying run is in scoring position with 2 outs.
Right to John Kruk, but by the time Kruk steps on first, Griffin had arrived at second.
Interesting. Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola? A paradox. While molecularly similar, they logically seem to offer 2 possibilities. Of course, you must invariably arrive at one and only one correct choice.
A no-brainer.
Before you move in, would you like your driver's license changed to this address?
Yeah.
Sure. Great. Gas, telephone, sewers, hook those up for you?
Yeah, I'll check the telephone and gas.
I'll get the sewer. Thanks, Robin. Dean. Home entertainment, cable TV, satellite, or Ringo Starr?
With a little help from my friends.
If moving into your new home were this easy,
Ringo.
Be fine.
Yeah, Ringo.
you wouldn't need Century 21. Learn more about our Connections program at century21.com.
Oh, that was a bad hair day, eh?
Arm strength, quickness, agility, and body control. The essential elements of the winning defensive baseball player. And with Coach Emanski's Defensive Drills video, you'll learn the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school. The Defensive Drills video features revolutionary training techniques developed by professional scout and instructor Tom Emanski.
Techniques that get results, producing Baseball World's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams and even a gold medal in international competition. In a recent review, Collegiate Baseball Magazine exclaimed, with Coach Emanski's techniques, the future of baseball is here today. Even top professional players are impressed. Just ask Major League superstar Fred McGriff.
I'm so impressed with the instructional videos by Coach Emanski that I've given them my full endorsement. When you watch them, you'll know why.
The Defensive Drills video is available now for immediate shipping. It makes a great gift and benefits players of all ages and ability levels. To order, call now 1-800-883-5995. That's 1-800-883-5995. Call now.
Interesting situation right here in the foreground. Dalton and Anderson talking. There is almost no way you can walk Tony Fernandez. You're not going to walk the go-ahead run on first base. But Fernandez has been nothing but trouble for the Phillies. 9 RBIs. That's already more than any other shortstop in World Series history.
Tony is 0 for 3 tonight. Griffin representing the tying run at second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th, 6-5 Philadelphia. Chopped slowly down the first base line. Foul ball. It hit Fernandez.
The other night, Darren Dalton was hit with the bases loaded in that 15-14 game, hit in the hand. And we said, if the umpire can't tell, usually he goes by the reaction of the hitter. And right here, you could see it just hit the right side of the shoe, looked like the right side of the foot, and the reaction was immediate. No, it did not hit him. No, it didn't.
I think Fernandez stole the call by his instant reaction.
Or did it hit his shin passing by? Passing by, did it hit his shin before it hit the ground? That's the only way that it could have from that angle.
Well, it did. You would have thought the ball would have changed directions. Hands out toward the field.
Well, something happened that was funky. It may have hit a piece of dirt or something, but that ball didn't come off the bat and the ground like it normally would. But I think the reaction of Fernandez is about the only thing, if you're unsure, that's the only thing you can go on. Because if a player is hit, they react that way.
And the Phillies did not argue. 1-1, the count on Fernandez. He started to step out. Then stepped back in toward the pitch and watched ball 2 sink low and away. Larry Anderson, who didn't have a save during the regular season, then wound up saving Game 5 in the NLCS against Atlanta. Admitted that he was shaking like a leaf on the mound. Was so excited after the game that he grabbed the lineup card to keep as a souvenir. Check swing and a foul ball. Alfredo Griffin running for John Olerud. The tying run at second base with 2 outs in the 8th inning. 6-5 Philadelphia. Anderson's 2-2 to Fernandez. Hit him. Fans boo, but certainly that's the last thing Anderson wanted to do was put the go-ahead run on base, particularly when he had 2 strikes on Fernandez.
I have a dream. I walk out onto the high dive platform at the Olympics and make the perfect back 2.5 twister. Will my Olympic dream come true? Nah, I'm a pole vaulter.
There'll still be some limits to the dreams of Olympic athletes, but none for Olympic Games spectators with Visa, the only card accepted at the Sydney Olympic Games.
I can't even swim.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
If you have thinning hair, you can get this hair loss research update free by calling 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now.
I love my hair, and I can't believe how simple the process is. It's quick, it's easy, it's painless, there's no surgery. And what I love about it is I can do whatever I want every day. I can go swimming, I can play sports. You won't believe it until you try it yourself.
You can get this hair loss research update free by calling 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now.
A ball low and away, 2-0 on Sprague.
Ed Sprague, more than any other Blue Jay, is a high fastball hitter. He likes the ball inside, and Larry Anderson, to be effective, has a lane on the outside part of the plate. He's missed there twice. Don't expect him to come in now unless it's a mistake.
He goes away, and Sprague swung through it for strike one. 2 balls and a strike. Off the end of the bat, a foul ball. Again, Anderson stayed away from Sprague. 2-2 the count.
If you're the hitter right here, if you're Ed Sprague, you forget about the inside part of the plate. You have to protect away anyway with 2 strikes. And Anderson has shown that he's going to go out there, even at the expense of getting hit. You dive out over the outside part of the plate looking for the ball away.
Anderson is facing his 3rd batter. Seems like he's been out there for a week. For Larry, it probably feels like a month. The 2-2. Popped foul and out of play. It looked like Anderson got away with missing the target that time. That pitch more or less down the middle.
Backed up. Sometimes you grip that slider too tightly and your hand comes underneath and it just spins in there. That's what happened then.
The Phillies lead 6-5 in the 8th inning. The Blue Jays have the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first with 2 outs, and a 2-2 to Sprague. He fouled away another. Anderson, in working to his 3rd batter, has already thrown 21 pitches. Another 2-2 pitch and another foul ball.
That's 7 in a row, intended or outside. The only one that he has missed with over the middle of the plate was the one that you mentioned, Sean, that first 2-2 pitch. Splitter here
for ball 3. And an advantage for the Blue Jays is now the runners will get a jump on the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. The payoff pitch outside, ball 4. Borders has only driven in 1 run in this World Series. He was the most valuable player of the World Series last year. He's 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of singles. Ball 1 outside. Good pitch by Anderson. And using that slot over the outside part of the plate to right-handed hitter. The 1-1. Popped up out of play. Bases loaded. Griffin the tying run at third. Fernandez the go-ahead run at second. And Ed Sprague at first. Against Larry Anderson, who took 9.5 years in the minors to establish himself as a full-time major league player at age 30. He admitted there were many times over that stretch he thought about quitting baseball and vowed from that day forward to enjoy every aspect of Major League Baseball. He couldn't be in a more memorable situation than this. The 1-2 to Borders is a pop-up. Mickey Morandini wants it. And he makes the catch. And Toronto leaves the bases loaded in the 8th inning. We go to the 9th. It's still a 1-run lead for Philadelphia.
So you need a mortgage.
Yeah, but we don't really have any collateral.
Well, no collateral's really not a problem for us. In fact, that's our motto. All right, once you sign here and you're all set.
This is actually more than we need.
Yeah, I threw in a little extra.
So what's the interest rate?
0, if that's comfortable.
If getting a mortgage were this easy,
you need a bag for this?
You wouldn't need Century 21. Real estate for the real world. Learn more about our Connections program at century21.com.
In anticipation of your runaway success as a Wall Street Journal reader, how to blend in with normal people. When in public, walking a pet can help you blend in. A tip on being madly successful from the Wall Street Journal, full of insight on making it big. Subscribe to the Journal for just 57 cents a day for 13 weeks, 25% off the regular rate. The Wall Street Journal. Call 800-732-0800. That's 800-732-0800.
The Philadelphia Phillies needing a win to stay alive and force a Game 7 in this World Series. Lead 6-5 as we go to the 9th. They just dodged a bullet in the bottom of the 8th as Toronto left the bases loaded. Ed Sprague moves across the diamond. He's now at first base, a position he did not play at all this year. Alfredo Griffin remains in the game at third base. And Cito Gaston, in his desire to keep it a 1-run deficit into the bottom of the 9th, has gone to his ace closer, Dwayne Ward. He's appearing for the 4th time in 6 games, and he's greeted by Dave Holland. Hollins had a huge hit in the 7th. The single that drove in the tying run, and he scored the go-ahead run on a sacrifice fly by Pete Incaviglia. Ward, the 4th pitcher of the night for Toronto. This is a swing and a miss from Holland. That was 94 miles per hour. Dwayne Ward. Hollins, then Dalton, and Eisenreich. In the air in right center. Carter a long run. White is there, and he makes the catch. Another good outing tonight for Al Leiter. He pitched an inning and 2/3 without allowing a hit or a run. He walked 1 and struck out 2. Aaron Dalton is the batter. Pitchers of record are Roger Mason and Danny Cox. 1-0 on Dalton. He's 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. He's also walked tonight. Sharply hit, but right at Alomar. 2 down. The Blue Jays have the top of the order coming up. Henderson, White, and Molitor in the bottom of the ninth.
Watch how Alomar gives with the body and the glove to soften the hop and throw out Dalton.
Jim Eisenreich, the batter. Little pop-up. It will be close. Griffin runs out of room. Jim Fregosi has said several times in this postseason, as a manager, you don't do things differently in postseason play. You manage the way you did in the regular season. But during the regular season, in an instance like this, it's a 1-run game going to the bottom of the ninth. He hands the ball over to Mitch Williams. Given Wild Things difficulties, does he give him the ball in the bottom of the ninth tonight?
Well, you could see him in your monitor. I think with Ricky Henderson coming up, I think Larry Anderson will be called on to get out Henderson. We'll see.
Indeed we will. Ward did his job, a 1-2-3-9. Last chance for Toronto coming up.
Before you move in, would you like your driver's license changed to this address?
Yeah.
Sure. Great. Gas, telephone, sewers, hook those up for you?
Yeah. I'll check the telephone and gas.
I'll get the sewer.
Thanks, Robin. Dean. Home entertainment, cable TV, satellite, or Ringo Star?
With a little help from my friends.
If moving into your new home were this easy,
Ringo
will be fine.
Yeah, Ringo.
you wouldn't need Century 21. Learn more about our Connections program at century21.com.
Oh, that was a bad hair day, eh?
The Craftmatic Model 2 adjustable bed. This technologically advanced bed adjusts to all these relaxing positions at the touch of a button. Yet the Model 2 costs up to 56% less than all these quality flatbeds. Up to 56% less. Don't pay more to remain flat. Call toll-free to get complete free facts by mail about the adjustable bed that costs up to 56% less.
Call toll-free 1-800-883-5995.
A 1-run lead for Philadelphia as we go to the bottom of the ninth, and the question posed in the top of the ninth has been answered. Jim Fregosi will manage as he did during the regular season, and he'll give the ball to Mitch Williams to try to get the final 3 outs and force a Game 7.
Remember that old television series, Get Smart, with Don Adams. The great line in that was, right, 99. Well, Jim Fregosi getting smart and calling in number 99 again. 43 saves this year. It was not a clear-cut thing. I mean, the last time out, Mitch Williams was laced all over Veterans Stadium. And this is his first appearance since Wednesday night.
And he was not warming up with the score 2-0 in favor of Philadelphia in the late innings the other night. Perhaps it's only fitting that in a game like this, no matter which team wins, that Mitch Williams and Kim Batiste will appear in the ball game. They've been a familiar duo in the postseason. And there hasn't been a dull moment yet when those two have been in the ball game. Concern about Williams lately from the Phillies standpoint has been his velocity. It has been down in his last couple of outings. Top of the order, Ricky Henderson, Devon White, and Paul Molitor. The Blue Jays need a run to force extra innings. 2 runs and they're the world champions. More of the theater of the bizarre involving Mitch Williams in the postseason. Before he can even throw a pitch in the bottom of the ninth, Henderson and the umpire step out.
Look at Darren Dalton. He's clearing the way, too. Everybody is just moving out of the way, including you folks in your living room.
Right. Not inconceivable that Mitch could have hit one of them at home. His first pitch, a ball. Henderson 0 for 3.
John, I think one of the things, that lack of velocity you were talking about, that's what happens when Williams opens that front side too quickly. Right there. When you open that front side, you have a tendency to push the ball. And one thing that would help Mitch right now is try to keep the front shoulder closed.
Mitch last appeared in Game 4 and gave up the runs that lost the ball game in the 15-14 Toronto win. He appeared in the 8th inning and was charged with 3 runs. Henderson got to him for a 2-run single in that inning that brought Toronto within 1. The 2-0 pitch. Ball 3 high. Ball 4. Williams walks Henderson on 4 pitches to open the 9th.
It is said that television's a visual medium, but not in Philadelphia tonight because nobody's watching.
The tying run is at first. The go-ahead run, the winning run, the run that would win the World Championship, comes to the plate in the person of Devon White, who had the 2-run triple at the expense of Mitch Williams that won Game 4, 15-14. That's the first strike thrown by Williams. Any thoughts of a bunt by Cito Gaston in this instance?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a possibility.
Batiste even with the bag at third. White sacrificed 3 times this year. Of course, you have Henderson, the all-time stolen base king, at first base. Ricky's only stolen 1 in this World Series. He's been thrown out once.
Thing to watch if you're going to steal against Mitch Williams is whether the right foot passes the left leg. Once he does that, it's committed to go home. That's that Terry Mulholland step-off move that Williams will use. But once he picks his leg up and commits going home, what the runner watches for is whether the right foot passes the left leg. Slide step to combat it.
One and one, the count. Six-5 Philadelphia in the bottom of the 9th. Up and away, 2-1 the count.
See, now Ricky Henderson has taken Williams out of his game. I mean, he's not a pitcher that can use the slide step. So he's been high. He has been high with the fastball because of this move toward home. See, that's very unusual and unorthodox for Mitch Williams. That is the move where he picks the leg up, but once he does that, Henderson may run.
To the plate comes Williams. Foul ball by White. 2-2 the count. Paul Molitor is on deck. You're just joining us. The Blue Jays jumped off to a 3-0 lead in the first inning. They led 4-1 after 4, and then the Phillies scored 5 times in the 7th to take a 6-5 lead. There's not been any scoring in the game since then, despite opportunities on both sides. Henderson at first, nobody out. 2-2 to White. Foul ball.
That was another slide step, a slider inside to White. But keep in mind, when he does that, his pitches aren't nearly as effective. He is a power pitcher and relies on the high leg kick.
Pulled sharply foul. 2-2 pitch. Another slide step and another foul ball from Devon White.
Got Kim Batiste on the line at third. If White hits the ball into the position, a double play gets him out of trouble. It's 2 out and nobody on. I think what he's protecting against here is second and third and nobody out. And I think the odds are now to play the fat part of the field and forget about the line. I mean, what are the chances if Rickey Henderson gets on third with nobody out? Could probably score.
And now Williams is in danger of walking White. The 3-2 pitch. In the air, left center field. Incaviglia makes the running catch.
The Craftmatic Model 2 adjustable bed. This technologically advanced bed adjusts to all these relaxing positions at the touch of a button. Yet the Model 2 costs up to 56% less than all these quality flatbeds. Up to 56% less. Don't pay more to remain flat. Call toll-free to get complete free facts by mail about the adjustable bed that costs up to 56% less.
Call toll-free 1-800-883-5995.
Before you move in, would you like your driver's license changed to this address?
Yeah. Sure.
Great. Gas, telephone, sewers? Hook those up for you?
Yeah. I'll check the telephone and gas.
I'll get the sewer. Thanks, Robin. Dean. Home entertainment, cable TV, satellite, or Ringo Star?
With a little help from my friends.
If moving into your new home were this easy,
Ringo will be fine.
Yeah, Ringo.
you wouldn't need Century 21. Learn more about our connections program at century21.com.
Oh, that was a bad hair day, eh?
Rickey Henderson at first with 1 out. Paul Molitor, the first player in World Series history with 2 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs in 1 World Series. Fouled away, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 2 pitches to Molitor, both clocked at 91 miles per hour. And apparently the velocity has returned to Mitch Williams, who was clocked in the mid-80s in his last appearance in Game 4. Line into center, falling fast, a hit. Third of the night for Molitor. Henderson stops at second.
Paul Molitor has been a hitting machine in this series. His 12th hit. He is now 12 for 23 in the series. And Rickey Henderson has to stop at second because the ball was hit so hard.
And he had to make sure it would sink fast enough to fall in front of Dykstra. So the tying run is at second. The run that would win the World Series is at first, and Joe Carter is the batter. He's 0 for 3 tonight, 0 for 4 lifetime against Williams. Joe drove in a run in the first with a sacrifice fly tonight.
I'm sure Rickey Henderson at second base is thinking about Game 2, 8th inning, with the Blue Jays trailing by 2. Mitch Williams with that trick move and nailing Alomar at third.
Morandini playing very close to the bag, trying to keep Henderson close to second. Williams has fallen behind Carter 2-0. Alfredo Griffin, who entered the game last inning as a pinch runner for Olerud, is on deck, and there's that move by Williams. Rickey wasn't more than 3 or 4 steps away from second. There's Griffin. And there's a strike. 2-1 on Carter. Carter is 0 for his last 7. And he swung at ball 3. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That was a flat-footed strike at Joe Carter, a flat-footed swing that he took at that slider from Mitch Williams. Looked awkward, didn't he?
Now the 2-2. Well hit down the left field line. Way back and gone! Joe Carter with a 3-run homer. The winners and still world champions, the Toronto Blue Jays. An incredible ending to a postseason that had many remarkable and memorable moments. And for the first time ever, the Toronto Blue Jays have won the World Series on Canadian soil. Congratulations to the '93 world champions.
Think in terms of bridges burned. Think of seasons that must end. See the rivers rise and fall. They will rise and fall again. Everything must die. Like an ocean to a shore, like a river to a stream, like a river to a stream. It's the famous final scene. How you tried to make it work. Did you really think it could? How you tried to make it last. Did you really think it would? Like a guest who stayed too long. Now it's finally time to leave. Yes, it's finally time to leave. Take it calmly and serene. It's the famous final scene.
Are you one of the millions of American males who would like increased sexual energy? If you've been considering Viagra as a solution, consider something different. All-natural Enerx. Clinical studies show various ingredients of Enerx enhance sexual energy, increasing desire, performance, and satisfaction. Enerx is all natural with no side effects. With Enerx, you'll feel the increased energy within minutes and with no chemicals. We're so sure you and your mate will be completely satisfied. We'll offer you a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. Enerx stimulates sexual energy by expanding the blood vessels, causing increased blood flow to specific areas of the body. Unleash the power of Enerx now.
Call 1-800-442-4226 in the next 10 minutes and find how you can save 30% off retail price. Take advantage of our special TV offer. Call 1-800-442-4226.
fallen angels have just discovered a loophole that can get them back into heaven.
Outstanding work!
All they have to do is get to Red Bank, New Jersey. There's only one problem.
Would like some taste of New Jersey, please?
Jersey's sold out, sir.
Prepare to taste God's wrath.
The whole world's against us, dude. I swear to God.
This month on Direct Ticket Pay-Per-View on DirecTV.
This is my final plea. I am a gecko, not to be confused with Geico, which could save you hundreds on car insurance. So stop calling me.
Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. At Geico Auto Insurance, we handle your claim quickly, so you don't have to bum a ride to work. Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
ESPN Classic is brought to you in part by fees paid by your local cable operator.
Was Jim Thorpe a greater athlete than Babe Ruth? Was Jack Nicklaus a greater golfer than Bobby Jones? Have the great pugilistic rivalries of the decade following the Second World War ever been equal? We'll explore these topics and more on today's edition of Classic Sports Reporters. Welcome to the first edition of Classic Sports Reporters. I'm your host, Jeremy Schaap. Every week, we'll relive great games and fights, pennant races and horse races. We'll glorify some heroes and debunk others. We'll reminisce and debate with the writers and commentators who bore witness to much of the last century in sports. Our topics are suggested by events that occurred during the specific calendar week of each broadcast. Our inaugural Classic Sports Reporters are Ralph Wiley, an alumnus of the Oakland Tribune and Sports Illustrated and the author of, among other books, Serenity, a boxing memoir. Hall of Fame columnist Jerry Eisenberg of the Newark Star-Ledger, one of only 8 men who has covered every Super Bowl, and Hall of Fame broadcaster Curt Gowdy, who didn't cover Babe Ruth but has covered almost everyone since. Gentlemen, on July 13, 1970, Pete Rose crashed into Oakland A's catcher Ray Fosse to score the winning run in the 12th inning of the All-Star game. Here's what it looked like. Curt, how much has the game changed since the days when Ty Cobb would sharpen his spikes, when no quarter was given?
Well, it changed some. Incidentally, I called the All-Star game when Rose rounded third and headed for home. I thought it was going to be a close play, and I thought he'd slide. But he barreled into Ray Fosse and really hit him like a linebacker hitting somebody. Fosse was never the same. He injured his shoulder in that collision and went downhill and then lost his major league career. Rose wasn't even hurt. The game is different now. I mean, it's always the same game in a way, but you don't have things like that happen in the Cobb days, those early days. And Rose was Rose, and a lot of the other players are not like him and not like him today. But the game is minus that kind of action of the old-timers.
Ralph, why doesn't it happen anymore? Is it the money? Is there too much at stake financially?
Well, a lot of times there wasn't any free agency then, Curt, and the reserve clause caused a lot of people to work very hard. Now, in that play, the Rose play with Fosse, I kind of think that was half unintentional. As Curt said, I thought Rose was getting ready to slide. Fosse came up the line a long way. The National League came back in that game. The American League was about to win that game. The National League was coming back. And they took that game seriously. Pete Rose and the National League players took that game very seriously. Rose got kind of caught between sliding, and he decided, well, if I'm going to go hard.
He did.
And poor Ray Fosse. I think the game is different. They're all different now because of the money, and you have free